Welcome back to Hiking with Kathleen. In today's video, Shannon and I are kickstarting the 2026 spring camping season. We are starting off this season at Fanshawe Conservation Area. In fact, this video is brought to you by Hiking with Kathleen and Upper Thames River Conservation Authority. We've never camped here before. We have this wonderful lakeside view, and we are going to share with you the different things that we've been able to explore and see, and the wildlife. All coming up. Stay tuned. So I'm just exploring a site that's not too far away. It's a couple of sites away from ours. And, you know, I always look for things like basking snakes. And having just found that beaver skull, I thought, that's cool. I just wondered if maybe there was more of the animal that was here or something. But anyway, I don't see anything like that, and it's something that could have been dismantled by, you know, say a coyote, some sort of a carnivore after the beaver died, unless it was predated by a coyote. So I just love the fact that we are situated so nice and close to the water, because then that gives us an idea of the kind of wildlife that lives here, and water draws animals to it. Right? Whether they are animals that are dependent on living in the water, under the water, all animals need water at some point. So, and we can hear all kinds of yellow warblers right near our campsite. So the area is bursting with all kinds of life. It's been very, very exciting. We got set up after a couple of hours. That typically is how long it takes us to get our campsite set up. There are a lot of things we didn't bring because we're only staying here for a couple of nights. But so we didn't bring a dining shelter, and of course we don't have Miley, our cat, with us, but we have everything we need in order to be able to explore the area for a couple of days, 3 days. So yeah, I'm excited to bring you along. Do you have any luck on this side?
None.
None? Okay.
Sad.
That's what you do.
Every day's a picnic.
So we came across this fascinating tree right here behind us. And when we were making our way to the campsite, you know, a few hours ago, I was in the passenger seat and I happened to look at this tree. And there's a little face that was looking back at me. But this wasn't our campground. So we continued on, pulled into the site. And as we were just sitting there and relaxing, I said, I wonder if that raccoon will still be there. So it was pretty easy to find because this is such a big, obvious tree. And and the raccoon is sort of moving around in the hole right now. I mean, it hears us, but I mean, there's planes that are flying over too, so it'll hear us or it'll hear the planes. But anyway, it's just neat. This is their normal habitat. They are normally cavity nesters living in trees. However, we're in a campground, so I'm sure that things go missing.
You have that groundhog.
Oh my God. So,
Another critter.
okay, I'm going to see if I can bring you a little bit of a close-up of a groundhog that's just on the other side of the road. Yeah. So I'm standing along the edge of one of my favorite areas to hike when I'm here at Fanshawe Conservation Area. This is an area that is an offshoot. It's not connected directly to the reservoir. So it's protected. It's a protected little body of water. And this is where wildlife comes and converges on this area. So you can hear that there are red-winged blackbirds, song sparrows, things like that around. But if you listen and if you come through this area, there's also eastern meadowlarks, not right here near the water, but in a grassy area that's not too far from here. As soon as I arrived here, I started observing ospreys in the air, flying around and, you know, getting ready to swoop down and capture their favorite food item, which is fish. So they are a fish-eating bird of prey. So this has been a really great stop. Shannon and I are just exploring the park right now. She's exploring it from inside the truck. I'm out here on the trail, but that's where I know I've had such great luck here before, and I know I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. Fanshawe Conservation Area is a real gem for the diversity of the wildlife that you find here. So I'm going to hang out here for a little bit longer and see what else I can come across. So, luck was on my side, and I did have the opportunity to film an eastern meadowlark. This is the habitat. They need the open space. They're grassland birds, so they nest on the ground, and that's why this is such an important area. But these are areas that are in short supply. Areas that are open often get developed on, or if it's farmland, then it's subject to growing crops on it. But anyway, this is an area, it's safe, it's protected, it's in a conservation area. But this is prime real estate for eastern meadowlarks. Do you feel like it's time to go yet?
Yep. It's tea time.
Can't miss tea time. So after spending a little bit of time out and about exploring the campground and exploring the conservation area outside of the campground, Shannon and I just returned to the site, built the fire, and the reason for that is we are cooking dinner over the fire. So we're having some burgers tonight, and we've got to wait for the firewood to sort of burn down to the right level where we've got lots of hot coals. And in the meantime, we've got this beautiful view of the reservoir. Alrighty, you can have some of this stuff.
Yeah.
This good stuff. Why don't you take what you want?
Thank you.
Okay. Want 3 scoops?
3 scoops. Thank you.
So the heater only has to be turned off in the bathroom. Okay.
The furnace is beside the sofa. The furnace controllers.
Good morning. So I've been up for a couple of hours. It's about 7 a.m. right now, and Fanshawe Lake, or the reservoir, is active with the rowers. They're out here training, and they were out here training after work or after school yesterday. But I'll tell you, when Shannon and I were sitting at the bonfire last night, everything quieted down at about 7:30. So if you enjoy watching the rowers, I mean, that's great because there's lots of color, there's lots of activity that goes on. The animals just carry on, so they're just, this is just their normal habitat. But as for sitting back at your campfire at 7:30, even the airport is quiet by that time. Relatively quiet because Fanshawe Conservation Area is near the London airport. So anyway, so this morning, beautiful sunrise, 0 degrees Celsius, so it's a little on the cool side. But it's going to go up to about 14 degrees. So, I mean, we've got a really nice warm day ahead. And so, anyway, I'm going to take advantage of doing a little bit of hiking as I get into the day. So I'm standing at one of my favorite places in all of Fanshawe. I walked here from the campground, and right behind me is that sort of offshoot from the reservoir, so it's the more protected body of water, and this is where I find a lot of wildlife. I'm watching cedar waxwings flitting around. I'm hoping I can film one. There's all kinds of things. Beautiful place for a dawn chorus. I'm going to just stop talking and let you listen. So this is one cool spot to come to when you're at Fanshawe. This is where I was watching, you know, a muskrat doing its thing, gathering up some greenery in order to bring that food back to its den. It disappeared out of sight. Oftentimes they will go down under the water, but this is where everything is going on in a micro sort of habitat or a micro ecosystem. So I was walking along the trail that gets me from the main road to here and stood there for the longest time as many songbirds were fluttering around me, carrying on, eventually forgetting that I was there. So, all right, I'm going to continue along my way, but I'm now working my way towards this open field, and I can see the head and the necks of 3 Canada geese looking at me, looking at them. And sometimes when you're in an open field situation, just like on the crest of a hill, you have a greater vantage point to be able to see farther. And so I'll see if there's anything here that I might like to film before I head back to camp. This trail that I'm on is one that goes all the way around the reservoir. It's about 20 kilometers in length. I'm not going the full distance. I wanted to get up to the part where it overlooks the reservoir. Beautiful vantage point, and you continue along. This brings you up to the day use area. It goes along a pretty rugged trail, which is for cyclists and pedestrians. So I cycled that trail once. It was about 6 years ago. And you just have to know what you're getting into because it's a really great workout. So there's lots of ups and downs to that trail network, but it's perfect for hiking as well. So I'm going to head back to the campsite. I just wanted to have a look and see what was going on out here on the reservoir, and it's a beautiful way to be able to sort of get a snapshot of what's going on here. So I'm currently standing on the bridge that's over the dam at Fanshawe Conservation Area. And below the dam, this is where the water leads into the Thames River. And I've come here at various times of the year, the winter, non-migratory season, and I always find wildlife. In particular, I find birds. But in the open area, because you have a vantage point where you're above, I've also seen deer walking through the other side. So that's really quite a neat thing. Now, I can see there's a lot of people that are here enjoying the waterway, whether they're fishing or just sitting alongside and listening to the sound of the current. So it's a very popular area. And on the upper side of the dam, the reservoir area, this is where people are able to enjoy recreational activities. You saw lots of rowing activity. This is where they do training. But then you also get people who are in here on canoes, kayaks, and they're just out there fishing. So this waterway is what creates the magic of Fanshawe Conservation Area.